Hi everyone, I wanted to show you how to make a simple wind chime using natural materials. So first of all, select your ideally pieces of driftwood, but I'm nowhere near the sea, so I've got these pieces that I found that have naturally had the bark peeled off them, probably by squirrels. And I've selected different size pieces of these sticks, and I've got some shells that I collected from the beach. That I've had in a jar for about a year or so. No, a couple of years now it'll be, because it'll be way before lockdown or anything. So I've got these objects that I've collected, and I've got some jute thread. And first of all, you start off by making a loop. So just make a loop and then tie a knot, and that way you have a way to hang up your wind chime. I've also got a brass bell to go at the bottom as well, which obviously you get the noise from the sticks banging together, but then also you will get the noise of the bell when the wind catches it. And then you make a knot in the thread, and before you tighten the knot, thread through the object that you want to thread through. And I got the idea for making these from seeing examples of witches' ladders, which are used in magical practice. And I've also seen, I think they're called Valhalla ladders. And originally it's thought that I don't know the sort of provenance of this, but apparently some people believe that over time from their exploits they would build up these ladders. I don't know if it'd be bones though, I'm not sure. And then apparently by the end of their life the ladder would be really long, and the theory is that's their ladder to Valhalla, which is the afterlife place for Vikings. The one I'm more familiar with is witches' ladders, and they can be used for good to protect, or they were used sometimes to, it's in theory, send harm to people, but most people use them for sort of like protection and that sort of thing. I don't tend to make witches' ladders or anything. I've only ever made one. It's not something I normally use. I normally prefer to just make altar decorations and use candles a lot. But I thought I would show you this. This is going to go in my garden, hence the reason why the sticks don't look particularly clean. Obviously if you were keeping this in the house, you would want to bake the wood first to make sure there's no bugs in it, because the last thing you want to do is bring like woodworm or something into your house, and little creatures and things, and you want to make sure it's clean. Because this is going outside, I don't need to bother about baking the sticks to get rid of bugs or anything, because I want this to break down naturally over time anyway. I believe that the jute cord, because it's made from like a natural thing, should break down, but I'll keep an eye on it because it'll be in my garden anyway. So obviously if I find over time the sticks are gone but the string's still there, I'll just throw the string in the bin. And then the shells are natural anyway. I don't know how long it takes a shell to break down, probably many years, but again, if the shells are still there, I can always repurpose them later on and make another wind chime. So I'm not going to, anything that doesn't break down won't be left in my garden anyway. I'm a firm believer, I'm a very strong firm believer in trying to use natural stuff as much as possible and limit use of things that don't biodegrade. It's hard in some instances, and I do really wish, like I recycle as much as I can. Well, I recycle everything I can. Obviously there's a couple of things you can't recycle, but most stuff can. I just wish they'd use less packaging on things when you buy like food items from the shop and stuff. And I don't, so yeah, anyway, before I ramble on about that sort of stuff. So what I've done is I've created a pattern. So I did the big stick first, then the big shell, and as it goes down the shells get smaller, because I've got 3 of these, I think they're cockle shells. One was large, one was medium, and one was small. So it goes big stick, large shell, 3 more sticks of various sizes, and then the middle size shell. It's got 3 sticks, and then the bell, and then the little tiny shell I've actually stuck to one of the sticks because it was a bit fiddly to stick it on the string. And then the bell goes at the end. The bell will work as a weight, as well as obviously it'll do that little tinkle tinkle noise when the wind catches it. And obviously when the bell falls off, I'll make sure I take it back in the house. I won't leave it outside in the garden because it's brass, so it's not going to break down. That's the only thing on here that's not natural, I forgot to mention. And you can use a stone as the weight at the end. You do need a weight because it helps keep it hanging straight. So you could use a stone, like a pebble, or a heavier stick, whatever you find that you're using. I did have a look at using a pine cone, but it's not got the weight that I needed for it to have. Plus I like the sound of the bells, and the idea of the little bell catching the sound, making that sound in the wind is quite nice, so I thought I'd stick with that. And as you can see, what I'm doing is I tie the thread, place the object in the little tie in the thread, and then what I do is put a little blob of glue at the back to just hold it in position. And yeah, that's how to make a little wind chime from natural materials. Hope you enjoyed the video. Blessed be. Bye for now.